Hey, we're back with adding and subtracting fractions. Well, our objective is still the same. We're going to add and subtract fractions and mixed numbers with unlike denominators by finding a common denominator and equivalent fractions to produce like denominators. We will also solve word problems involving addition and subtraction of fractions, including cases of unlike denominators. Today, we're going to be using rectangular models to solve these word problems. So we're going to read some word problems. Today we're actually going to be subtracting fractions with unlike denominators. We're going to use fraction models to solve these problems. And once we've solved it, we will identify a way to simplify them, because you're going to have to simplify. Now, I know that you learned how to simplify last year, but we'll just review that skill. Okay, so let's get started. Please take a few seconds to review what you've learned in previous years about fractions. All right. Look at these shapes. Identify which one you think does not belong and why. I'll give you a couple of seconds. Now pause the video and go share with a friend or a family member which one doesn't belong and why it doesn't belong, or why you think it doesn't belong. Okay. Yesterday, we worked on subtracting unlike fractions by finding an equivalent fraction using models. Today, we will work on subtracting mixed numbers with unlike fractions. So let's begin by looking at this situation. Okay. Lana bought 4 pizzas for her party, 2 pepperoni pizzas and 2 cheese pizzas. She had 1.5 of the pepperoni pizza left and 1/4 of the cheese pizza. How much more of the pepperoni pizza was left than the cheese pizza? So let's think about this. She had 4 pizzas, 2 pepperoni, 2 cheese. They had some pizza, and then she was left with 1.5 pepperoni pizzas and 1/4 of a cheese pizza. Now they are wanting to compare and see the difference between how much cheese pizza was left and how much pepperoni pizza was left. They want to see how much more. So that makes me think we're probably going to be subtracting. And it says the pepperoni pizza was more, so I know I'm going to subtract 1/2 minus 1/4. So we know there was 1.5 pepperoni pizzas left and 1/4 of cheese pizzas left. So we want to set up first our equation, and then we created our models. So we need to show 1 whole and 1/2. So I'm going to shade in because we had 1 whole pizza and then 1/2 a pizza. And notice my first number, I drew the lines top to bottom. Here's my second model to represent 1/4, and I chose to do my lines going left to right. And I'm going to shade in 1. Just as we have been studying, remember, when we're doing models, we want to make sure that the models look the same. So we're going to draw our lines to show 4ths in the first model, and then our line to show 1/2 in the second model. So this is still one whole. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have eighths. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 eighths minus 1, 2, shaded, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now we have 1 4/8 minus 2/8. So I know now I can subtract them because I have a common denominator, 8 and 8. So my denominator is going to be 8. And then my numerator, 4 minus 2, is going to be 2. And then I bring down my 1. So far my answer is 1 2/8. But I'm looking at this number, 2/8. And I know that I can simplify this. We simplify this or find an equivalent fraction that's the numbers are smaller by dividing by a number that can be divided by both of them. And I'm looking at both of them, and both of them can be divided by 2. So I'm going to take my little space over here and write 2/8. And if I divide the top by 2, I have to divide the bottom by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So 1 2/8 is equivalent to 1 1/4. So the answer is, how much did she have left? She had 1 1/4 of the pizza left. Now it's your turn. Suppose Lana bought 4 pizzas for her party. 2 were pepperoni and 2 were cheese. But she had 1 1/3 of the pepperoni pizza left and 1/6 of the cheese pizza left. How much more of the pepperoni pizza was left than the cheese pizza? Pause the video and create your rectangular models to solve. So the first step you should have done was create your equation. So you should have had 1 1/3 minus 1/6 equals. So there's our equation that we're solving for. Then you should have created your model to represent the 1 whole. And then another rectangular model to represent the 1/3. And then the third model to represent the 1/6. So we have 1/3, so we're going to create even our whole in thirds. And then our 1/6. So we're going to shade in our 1 whole and then our 1/3. And then we're going to go left to right. Because our first number, we go top to bottom. Now we're going to go left to right. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to shade in 1. And remember, when we are solving, we need to make all of the rectangular models look the same. So we're going to draw our lines going across over here. And we'll draw our lines going top to bottom over here. So now we are able to solve because we have identified the equivalent fractions. So equivalent to 1 1/3 is 1 and, so we have 3 going across and 6 going down. 3 times 6 is 18. And then we just count. How many are shaded? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Minus 3 across, 6 down. That's going to be 18 as well. 3 times 6 is 18. And we have 1, 2, 3. And now we can solve. 1 and 6/18 minus 3/18. Both of them have 18s. And we're going to start with the fraction. 6 minus 3 is 3/18. Then we're going to bring down the 1. So our initial answer is 1 and 3/18. But I notice that they have been asking us to simplify. So if we simplify, we need to look for factors that are the same. What do you know? Pause the video and tell me, what do you know about 3 and 18 when it comes to multiplying? Yes, when you multiply 3 times 6, you get 18. So, which means I can divide 3 by both of these numbers, and I will find the equivalent of 3/16. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 18 divided by 3 is 6. So your answer should be 1 and 3/18, but if they ask you to simplify, it's going to be 1 and 1/6. So today, you would create models to help you subtract mixed numbers with unlike fractions. And be careful to look and make sure if you're able to simplify or find an equivalent fraction with smaller numbers that you are simplifying. Have a great day.